are we doing, guys? Hi. Can everybody hear me? Yeah? Okay, good. I was trying to get it going on my new computer, but it's not working. So we will just do this one. That's okay. Does everybody have some weights or cans or bottles? Just something. All right. And that's all we need. Perfect. Okay. So we are going to start standing. Let's just adjust this. There we go. With our weights. Need that or that. All right. So actually, let's stand. If you're on a carpet, I wouldn't stand on your mat. Just stand right on the carpet. If you're on hardwood, you can be on your mat. You just want to be able to balance. So think of just wherever you're going to be most steady. All right. So weights in your hands. If you don't have weights, that's okay too. You can just go through the movements. If you have any kind of shoulder or arm issues, you can do it without the weights as well. Feet just about hip distance apart, just getting some movement through our body to start. So let's think arms reach right up to about shoulder height. Hold when you're there so the top of your head is reaching up. Your heels are pressing down. You're thinking of creating as much length in your body as you can. And then control, reach those arms back down. So you could just reach and then let your arms come down, or you could really keep reaching as you lift and keep reaching as you lower to keep your muscles engaged. That's what we want. So think arms up, control, reaching as you lower back down. I hope everyone had a good Christmas and Hanukkah and everything we were celebrating. Get right down to business. Arms back down. Go for 4 like this. So reach in front and control. 3 more like that. Watching that your knees aren't locked. Just a gentle little bend so we're not pressing into those joints. 2 more like this. Control down and then go 1 more. You're going to keep them up. So arms are right at about shoulder height, shoulders stay away from your ears. Now come right up onto your toes. So press each one of your toes into your mat or ground and then stand all the way up. So just think of moving your whole body straight up in space and then control as you come back down. Now let's do that again. We're going to go up in front with those arms, hold, and then slow and controlled as you come back down. So try to eliminate any shift forward and back, just moving straight up. Pause and control coming down. Go for 3 like this. Up, press through those toes straight up and down and down. Good. Again, reach and up. Controlling down, still watching that you're not locking your knees. They're straight, but not locked. 2, up, control, and down. 1 more, we're gonna stay at the top. So we're gonna go up all the way and hold. So really feel that each one of your toes is pressing into the mat. Now bend your knees down. Make sure your knees are tracking right in line with your middle toes. As you stand up, open those arms wide. And then do that again. So you're going to come down, knees reach straight out in front, upper body still stays straight, so no leaning. Doesn't matter how low you go. Do that again. So inhale down. If you just come down a couple of inches, but you're steady, that is better than going down really far, but being unsteady. Inhale down. Feel that core connect. Inner thighs are squeezing toward your midline for that extra bit of stability. 2. Press and up. And then 1 more, inhale down. Exhale, press all the way up. And then lower those heels, lower your arms. Take a little bit of a breath, bring those feet back to about hip distance apart. We're gonna go straight out to the side, palms face forward. Now bend your elbows in and then reach back out. So bend in, pulling your triceps in towards your waistlines. Really feel that pull, press, reach. Do that again. So pull in and reach. You got it. Tiny bend in those knees so you're not locking. Go for 4. In. 3 more. In and reach. Last 2. Pull And reach, last one, good job, guys. So we're gonna reach out, stay there, we're gonna come right up overhead. So reach up and then keep reaching all the way down. Like you're trying to make the biggest circle with your arms you can. Keep your palms facing forward. We're gonna go all the way up. And then come all the way down. We're gonna add on a little bit. So we're gonna reach up and then pivot your palms out to the sides as you come down. So now your palms are facing down. Palms face forward, reach up. Palms face to the sides, rotating and down. Good, go for 4 like that. Reaching, really feel that length. And down. And again, up. Palms away and reach. Last 2. Do you feel those muscles working? Remember, keep them active. Don't just swing your arms. Keep that engagement all the way up. Keep that engagement all the way down. Good, give those shoulders a little bit of a roll down. Feet about hip distance apart again. We're gonna bend our elbows, just 90-degree angles, and then we're gonna bend our knees. Hinging your upper body forward this time, so not here. We're here, neck is in line, so we're looking down a few feet in front of us, maybe 2 feet in front of your big toes. From there, we're gonna step our right foot back. So just a comfortable distance, you want your left foot, your left heel to be approximately underneath your left knee. So hold there, find length through that right leg. Your right heel is reaching away from the top of your head. Now from here, we're gonna reach our arms in front. So now your hands, your fingers are in line with that right leg, right? In like that, pull in, so right toes step in, hardly put any weight into it. Now stand up on your left and then bring this leg up, little balance. So we're gonna drop down, we're gonna reach our arms, reach that leg back, holding there, pull back in, stand up on your left, and then come into a balance. Got it, we got 6 like this, 6 more. And reach. Find that length, pull in, standing up on that left, feel that left glute, and up. Go for 5. And reach. Think about that left inner thigh constantly squeezing in toward your midline. Pull in, stand up, balance. Go for 4. Reach, left inner thigh still squeezing toward your midline, left glute working as well. In, press through that left heel, that's all left glute, up. And again, down. Reach, find length, in, stand up, pressing through your left, and then lift that, lift that right leg. Go for 2. Reach long, hold, take a breath, pull in, press through your left heel, up, and up. You've got 1 more. Holding, take a breath, pull in, press through your left heel, stand up, and then bring that leg up for a balance. So hold right here. We're gonna just tap our toes and lift. Inhale, tap, feel that left inner thigh constantly squeezing toward your midline. Nice pressure through that left heel, go for 4. You can open your arms out to the side for a little more stability. Go for 3, tap. Go for 2, growing tall, and tap. Go 1 more, up. Hold there. From here, turn your palms to face up, arms together. Palms face down, arms apart. You can bring your toes down. Just try to have as little weight as you can in that right, so you're really challenging your left. Feel those waistlines staying long, not shifting anyway. Go for 3. You can be here or with your toes down. Go for 2, squeeze in, shoulders away from your ears, and out. Ready, 1 more, in. Open out, and then lower all the way. Step that right foot down. Give those legs a little shake out. Perfect. Okay, we will come over to the other side. So now your right glute is going to be really challenged, right inner thigh constantly squeezes toward your midline. So let's step our left foot back. Again, that comfortable distance, right knee approximately on top of your right heel. Reaching through your left heel behind you, arms overhead. So reaching away, gaze is down, not here. All right, so from there, press through your right heel as you pull your left in. Stand up by pressing through your left heel. And then once you're steady, lift that leg. So you're coming down and reach. Pull it in. Stand up, pressing through that left and up. So pressing through that right as you come up. Oh my goodness, down. Left leg shoots back. Reach. Hold there. Pull in. Tap. And then standing all the way up. So we got 6 more like this. Inhale down. Pull in, feel that right inner thigh squeezing toward your midline. Stand up and up. Go for 5. Lower, really think length. Pull in, stand up, growing tall, and up. Ready, 4. Reach, core is connected, shoulders away from your ears. Pull back, standing, and in. Go for 3. Reach, take your time, keep that right inner thigh squeezing toward your midline. Press through your right heel, up. Ready, 2. Reach, find that length. Reach, heel from fingertips. Pulling in, press through that right heel. Don't quite lock your right. Up and down. Ready? Last one like this. Reaching long. Pull in. All the way up. And then stay. So you're just right here. You're just going to tap and lift. Right inner thigh squeezes toward your midline. Up. Control. Up. You can be out here for a little bit of extra stability. Maybe that's helpful. Go for 4. Watch that right inner thigh. Keep it squeezing. 3. Tap down. Go for 2. Tap down. Go 1 more. Let's go up. Can we stay there? Lengthen those waistlines. If you want to bring your toes down, that's fine. Most of your weight in your right. Palms up, squeeze in. Palms down, open out. Palms up, squeeze in. Palms down, open out. Go for 4. Squeeze, good stability, guys. 3. And in. Go for 2. Growing tall. And in. 1 more. Wide. And in. And then lower, lower. Give those legs a little bit of a shake out. Okay, let's finish our standing sequence in a wide second position. So heels as wide as your mat or so wider than hip distance, wherever it kind of just feels comfortable. And then turn your legs out as much as you can. So don't worry about how far your feet are turning out. Make sure your thighs are turning out as well. That's where we really want to feel that. In our outer glute, inner thighs wrap back. Outer glute is wrapping back as well. So really feel that wrapping idea. From here, we're going to go down low, just as low as you're comfortable, reaching those arms wide. And then press through your heels, stand up. So inhale down. And exhale, press. Now let's inhale down, bend those elbows, hold those elbows wide, standing up, press through your heels, reach those arms. So you're gonna go wide, and then exhale, press. So inhale down, pull those elbows, pull those triceps in towards your waistlines again, reach them straight up without letting your shoulders lift. Go 3, reaching up, press through those heels. Go 2, press up, and then go 1 more. Inhale down, stay right there. Elbows are at shoulder height, just pivot those hands, and up. Inhale down, growing tall. You're nice and straight through your spine. Go for 4, and up. 3, and up. Go 2, back up, ready, 1 more. And up, stay there, lift your right heel, drop it down. Left heel, hips stay still. Right heel, and down. Left heel, and down. 1 more right, up, and down. 1 more left, up, and down. Ready for both? Lift, hold there. Reach all the way back up. Balance, and control as you lower. Exhale up. If that feels terrible on your feet for some reason, drop your heels, that's fine. Exhale, press through each one of those toes. Inhale, control down. Go for 4. Reach, control. Go for 3. Reach, control. Go 2. And down. Ready, 1 more. Up. Drop your heels. Open those arms all the way out. Give your shoulders a little roll out. Okay, guys, and let's go on to our mats. So weights by your sides. A little lower. Okay. Weights by your sides. Feet about hip distance apart to start. So we're here. Upper body is nice and quiet. So feel your shoulder blades flat against the mat. Collarbones are wide, and your pelvis is neutral. So you have a little space behind your low back. You feel that sensation there? Just have your weights by your sides. We're gonna use those in a sec, so you can have your hands resting on them so we know where they are. So to start, we're just gonna start with some pelvic tilt. So from neutral, I realize I can actually do this. You can see it better without the mat, I realize. There we go. Okay, so pelvic tilt back, pressing your low back towards the mat, and then tip away. So creating that little bit of space behind your low back, arching your back is what we would probably say this is, and then tip back. So lifting your pubic bone off or lifting your pubic bone up towards the sky a little bit. Tailbone lifts off the mat. Shouldn't feel very comfortable doing that. Shouldn't feel very comfortable doing this. Now start to make your range a little smaller just so you are getting some movement through your hips, but not in those extreme positions where it might not feel good. So just a little tip, little rock. 2 more like that. And then come to neutral. So neutral is between those 2 positions. Ribs are tight around your center. You have a small space behind your low back, most likely. Depending on your spine, you may not, but you want your pelvis to be square towards the ceiling. So tailbone not tipping away or not tipping up. Got it? So from there, grab those weights, reach your arms right up. We're gonna keep that pelvis totally still. And we are going to just open our right arm to the side. So right arm opens out, nice and wide. Left shoulder blade stays heavy. And then press back up. Now just left, open it out. And then press back up. So we could just be working our arms here, right? It's easy to just swing these arms around. You could really not be hardly working your arms at all. You could just be moving your arms. Really think about what's going on in your body. So before you start opening your arms, think about your core connection. So if you don't have your core engaged, your body is likely going to move with your arms. We don't want that to happen. So think about that belly button pulling in towards our spine. Right arm opens out. Really reach fingertips away from the center of your body. And then keep reaching up to the ceiling as you bring that arm up. Now go left. Reaching wide to the side. Press all the way up. Keep reaching up, keep reaching up, keep reaching up. And again. So another important part about this is as your right fingertips are reaching up, your right shoulder blade is pressing down. So you have this oppositional pull in your body. Hand and weight are reaching up, shoulder is pressing down. So you're creating that length through your whole arm. Do the same thing left. Reaching. Left fingertips reach up, left shoulder blade presses down. Got it? Go for a couple more like that. Could be really, really simple. You know, I like to make it a little more complicated. Reaching out. Basically, you could be using momentum and not engaging your muscle. We want to engage that muscle the whole way out and the whole way up. Now let's go both. So now you're reaching fingertips away from fingertips. Now you're reaching fingertips to the ceiling, shoulder blades press down. You could go like this. Don't do it. Keep your shoulder blades down. Inhale out. Exhale up. Go for 3 more like that. Really creating that width across your chest and your collarbones. Nice wide upper back. Go for 2. And press. Go for 1 more. Exhale, press all the way up and then stay. Now let's think belly button to spine, like that pelvic tilt we did before. Press through your heels, lift those hips nice and high. Remember, you should be able to touch your heels with your fingertips. If your legs are out too far, you're just gonna feel hamstrings screaming at you. You don't want that. Holding when you're here. Now, all I want you to do is reach your arms overhead. Reach. Not letting your back arch as you do that. That's probably what some of us want to do. Don't do that. And then back up. So hips stay still, just arms. Reach them. And then press your arms up. Shoulder blades are still flat against the mat. No movement through here. Just let those arm bones move in your shoulder sockets. Reach and up. You ready? We're going to add on a little bit now. So reach those arms overhead, keeping your pelvis neutral. Drop your hips. Barely tap down. And then press back up, reaching your arms to the ceiling. So inhale down. Press back up.
So think about those inner thighs we found when we were standing. They are squeezing toward your midline, so your legs aren't flopping out, your knees are reaching straight out in front. Inhale, reach. Exhale, up. Go for 4. Exhale, press. 3. Exhale, press through those heels, right up, go for 2. And press. And then one more like this, reaching. Exhale, press all the way up. Hold at the top, take a breath. Roll your way down. Come right through to neutral. And then lower those hands down by your sides. So let's bring our hands behind our head. Elbows hover off the mat a little bit. We're still neutral, right? Tuck your chin and then curl up to flexion. So when you're in flexion, your ribs are as close towards the top of your hip bones as they can be, right? Your shoulder blades are just barely lifting off the mat. Slow and controlled, lower back down. So ribs move away from your hips. You get that extra bit of length, not arching, but you're creating that little bit of length as you lower back down. And then do that again. Tuck your chin, curling forward, holding there. You're not squeezing your glutes, right? They're relaxed. Inner thighs are engaged so that your legs aren't falling open. Slowly back down. Go for 4 like that. Tuck that chin. Use that breath. Inhale back down. Stretching as you come down. Last 2. Tuck. Slow and controlled all the way down. And one more. Tuck your chin. Exhale. Curl forward. Holding at the top here. So you're looking towards your knees. Your chin is a little bit away from your chest, so you're not just punching in from here. Come up an extra inch and then back an inch. So your inch, think about your inch coming from your ribs. Your ribs move closer to your hips. Your ribs move away from your hips. Ribs move closer to your hips. Ribs move away from your hips. Your pelvis stays still. Go for 4. Up and down. Exhale. Go for 3. Just small. Stay looking towards your knees the whole time. Go for 2. Abs deepen. Back. Go 1 more. Exhale. Up. Stay here. Lift your right heel. Lift your right leg. Stay there. You ready? Tap your right toes away. Bring your right back in. The left side of your body stays heavy. Tap away. Pull back in. Tap away. Left hip is heavy the whole time. Waistlines are long. 3 more. Little tap. Stay curling forward. Go for 2. And up. Go 1 more. Tap. Pull back in and stay there. Ready? Now we're going to reach that leg. So stretch it out nice and long. Reach toes. Doesn't matter how low you go. You can be up here. You don't even need to straighten your leg the whole way. Reach. This time let's lower our upper body slightly. So we're going to look to the ceiling. Right here is the hardest point. My head, top of my head, reaching away from my toes. Curl all the way back in. Left side of my body is staying heavy. Inhale out, lengthen. Exhale, curl. So 6 like this. Inhale back. That's the hardest point, right? Don't let it be a break. Up. Go for 4. Lengthen and in. Go for 3. Lengthen and in. Last 2. Exhale up. 1 more. Inhale out. Exhale, curling forward. Hold. Lower those right toes, lower those heels, lower your upper body. Take a breath. Remember, if your neck is bothering you, let your head be really, really heavy in your hands. I know it's easier said than done. Try and hold right at the base of your skull so you're really supporting your neck. You don't want to be feeling tension through that. All right? So let's come back up. We're going to do the same thing on the left. So tuck your chin again. Exhale, curling forward, holding when you're there. So let's lift our left heel, left leg. Upper body stays still. We'll tap away and pull in. Inhale away. Exhale in. Keeping that right hip heavy. Go for 6. Go for 5. Go for 4. And in. No movement in your body except for this left leg. Maybe a little bit of abs deepening. 3. Last 2. and in. Ready, one more. Let's tap away. Pull in, now stay. Now you're gonna reach that left, doesn't matter how far, you can go here, you can go here, you can go here, whatever feels good. Lower your upper body a little bit wherever you are, and then exhale, curling in. Right hip stays heavy, it wants to lift, don't let it. Inhale back, lengthen, and curl. So you got 6 more. Exhale up, go for 5. Inhale back. 4 more, lengthen and curl. 3, lengthen and curl. Last 2. Last 1, lengthen back. Exhale, curling up. Lower your left, lower all the way down, and then hold. Grab those weights again. Reach your arms back up to the ceiling, shoulder blades flat against the mat once more, belly button towards your spine, so roll that pelvis back, press through your heels, lift all the way up, holding at the top here. So from here, let's press a little bit harder through our left heel, lift your right one, hold there, hips are gonna wanna drop, don't let them, keep those hips nice and level. From here, you're gonna lift your right leg all the way up to tabletop. So if this doesn't feel good, keep your toes down. You can even keep your entire foot down, whatever feels good. You can also do this if you have a ball with your right foot on top of the ball if you need a little bit more support, whatever feels good, all right? So I'll do the full version up here, but do what feels good in your body. You don't want to peel your back. So from here, all I want us to do is open our arms wide, drop those hips, exhale, press. Inhale out, exhale, press. So all left glute, remember, fine to be here as well. Open and press. So we're working our left glute. We're also really working our left inner thigh if we're keeping our leg parallel. Don't let that left knee open out to the side. You've got 2 more. 1 more. Inhale down, press right up, and stay. You ready? You're going to reach your right leg out so it's in line with your left, and then pull in. Can you add arms to that? Reaching long, and then pull in. Head is heavy, gaze is straight up, reach. And then you've got 4 more. Exhale out, abs deepen, and in. Waistline stay long, reach, don't let those hips drop. And in, last 2. Shoulder blades flat against that mat. Last 1, reach. Pull back in, lower your right toe ball heel. Roll all the way down to the mat, come through to neutral, hold when you're there, come back up, just roll all the way. Roll all the way down. Go for 2 more like that, belly button in, press up, roll down, letting each little vertebra touch down to the mat, 1 at a time, and 1 more. Press all the way up. So holding at the top, extra press through your right heel, right inner thigh, squeezes toward your midline. Lift your left. Ready? So you can stay here, you can be here, or you can pop your toes on top of the ball. All right, so all we're gonna do, drop those hips and press. Open your arms as you drop your hips. Exhale, press. So one side is always gonna be harder. That's for usually, unless you're perfectly symmetrical. Don't worry about that. If you have to have a smaller range on one side, that is fine. Think stability. Inhale down. Exhale, press through that left heel straight up. Let me see, this side is harder for me. Reach and press. 2 more like that. Inhale out, keeping your weight as even on your shoulder blades as you can. Last 1. Press all the way up. Hold. From here, reach and pull in. Reaching out, keep those hips lifted. And pull in. Go for 4. Lengthen toes from the top of your head. In. Go for 3. And in. Keep that right shoulder blade heavy. I know it wants to lift. Last 1. Reach. Back in. Lower toes. Fall. Heel. And then roll all the way down to the mat. Come through to neutral. Drop your weights. Take a breath. All right. So from here, we're going to bring hands back behind our head. Tuck that chin gently, exhale, peel forward, and stay. So from here, let's bring our right heel off the mat. Right leg up, stay there. So we're gonna rotate towards this right bent leg. Left shoulder blade is gonna come off the mat as you twist into a little rotation and then back. So I'm not trying to do this. I wanna keep neutral. I wanna keep my knee over my hip. It's not coming closer towards me. I'm bringing my left shoulder towards my right knee. That's all I'm thinking about. And back. Got it? Go 6. And back. Keep that left hip heavy. I'm also thinking about that. 5. And back. 4. Chin away from your chest. And back. Got it? Twist. And back. Last 2. And back. Last 1. Exhale up. Inhale back. Stay there. You ready? You're going to reach your right leg out in front of you. Left knee is pointing up. Reach, reach, reach. Reach your left arm overhead. Lengthen. And then come into that little rotation. Left hand comes to the outside of that right knee. Hips are level, right? Inhale back. Exhale. Go for 6 like this. Inhale back. Reaching. If anyone wants a little extra, lift your left heel for that extra bit of instability. You could also bring your leg up here. 4. Remember, stability is the most important idea, so don't worry about taking the hardest option. If you can't stay steady, there's no point. 3. And back, work towards it. 2. And lengthen, last 1. Come back, lower those toes, lower your heels if they're up, lower your upper body all the way. Take a breath. Same thing we're gonna do on the other side. So again, we're thinking shoulder to hip instead of elbow to knee, right? So tuck your chin, curl forward, lift your left heel, float it up. Knee will stay over top of your hip. It's not gonna pull in, right? Now exhale, rotate across. I'm not doing this. I'm bringing the shoulder towards my hip. Shoulder squeezes. And then back. Exhale, my right side of my hip stays still and back. So this is work, right? It's also work to come back through center. It shouldn't be a break. We're working here and we're working there. The sun might come out. What a treat that would be. And control back. Go for 4. Little rotation, right side of your pelvis stays pretty still. 3. And slow, last 2. Rotate. And slow, ready, 1 more. Exhale across. Inhale back, stay there. You're gonna reach that left leg. Reach it as low as you're comfortable. You don't need to go the whole way, doesn't matter. Reach that right arm. Come in, reach to the outside of that leg. Inhale back, think length. Keep that right side of your pelvis still. Reach and rotate. You got to go for 5. Inhale back. Remember, you can lift your right heel if you want. You could lift that leg all the way up. Whatever feels good for you, where you can stay steady. Go for 4. Lengthen. Go for 3. Lengthen. 2 more. Last 1. Inhale back. Exhale, rotate, and back. Lower, lower all the way. Hug those knees and have a little roll around there one way and the other. And then let's come onto our side. So let's lie on our left side first. All right. Toes reach away from the top of your head. Have your weight handy. I'll give you an option to use it. You absolutely do not have to, but we can add a little challenge if we want. So top of my head reaching away from my toes. My waistlines are long. My hips are totally stacked. My shoulders are totally stacked, right? So we're gonna start, if you want, grab that weight. Reach your arm straight up to the ceiling and then lift just your top leg. So your left knee, your bottom knee, like mine, is gonna wanna point down. Makes it way easier to stay steady. So let's make sure our left leg is pointing, our left knee is pointing the way that we're looking. So that leg is nice and long. Really reach through your toes and then reach that right arm away. Can I reach? That's as far as I can go. Go as far as you can. If you can reach all the way out, that's great. Reach toes away from those fingertips and then you're gonna come back up. So it doesn't matter how high that right leg goes, you're thinking length. So you're reaching away the whole time, reaching away from your center, and then squeeze back up. Good, so go 6 like that. Exhale up. Go for 5. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Watch that left leg. It wants to come back to a little lateral rotation to keep you steady. Don't do it. Make those abs stabilize you. 3. Out. And up. Go for 2. Thinking of that right thigh lowering, right thigh lifting. Forget about your foot. 2. Reach. And up. And then go 1 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale up and stay. So keep this right arm reaching. From here, bring your right toes to the front edge of your mat, right toes to the back edge. Is your left leg still parallel? If you find it really hard to stay steady, you can bend your knee in like this. That's fine as well. And up, whatever feels good. Tap and tap. So as you're making these little rainbows, think about what else is going on in your body. It should be not very much. You've got that nice long spine, your waistlines are long, your neck is long, head is heavy on that left arm. Go for 4 and back. Go for 3, and you're still reaching up through this arm. But again, if you feel unsteady, bring this arm down, that's okay. 2 and back. Ready, 1 more. And back, and then come right up to about hip height. Hold there. Use up to the front edge of your mat, up to the back edge. So a nice upside down rainbow or a wide U. Up and up. Go for 5. Up. Keep reaching. Toes away from the top of your head. Keep reaching those right fingertips up and back. Go for 3. Hopefully you're feeling that right glute. Right outer thigh. 2 and up. Lots of abs keeping you steady. Last one. Up and up. And then lower all the way. Lower this arm down. All right, so if you have a ball, you can pop your right knee on top of it. We're gonna do a little inner thigh. If you don't have a ball, you can just bring your leg down. We're just gonna use the bottom leg. You could also pop your knee on a pillow. I like to have it on a ball, but whatever feels good for you. Left ribs are lifting. The focus is this left inner thigh. All right, so we'll go, let's bring our right hand onto our hip. We're gonna lift that left leg up. So lift as high as you can keep your left ribs off the mat, and then lower to a hover and do it again. Squeeze, control. Still thinking length. Reach away, control down. Good, go for 5. Up, down. Go for 4. Abs deepen as you lift. 3. Control, don't quite let it rest. Go for 2. Control, go for 1. Up, stay right there. Circle this leg around. Keep it nice and high when you're circling. Go 6, 5, ribs stay nice and lifted. 4, 3, 2, last one, hold, go the other way. 6, 5, 4, 3, abs deepen. 2, abs deepen. Last one, hold at the top. Can you go 1 extra inch up? Squeeze 1 inch down. 1 extra inch, squeeze 1 inch down. 6 little ones, just a squeeze and down. 5, squeeze and down. 4, up, you're working. Down, you're working. 3, control. Go for 2, control. Last one, up, squeeze. Hold there, take a breath. Slow and controlled, lower all the way down. Okay, get that out of the way. Heels underneath your sitting bones. Lift up your heels so your knees are pointing down. You're not gonna let your hips roll forward though. Keep your pelvis pretty still when your heels lift, all right? So your hips are still stacked. All right, all we're gonna do is get up. Hold when you're there. Get as much external rotation as you can in that right leg. So it doesn't matter how far you are turning out, just get to your max point where you can keep your hips still. So hand on a hip is a good helper to kind of feel what's going on in your body. Exhale up, inhale slow and controlled. So each time you lift, you're working, of course. When you lower, you're still working. Don't let your leg just flop back down. Keep working, keep working, keep working, and then go back up. Squeeze, inhale, keep working, keep working, keep working, keep working. And again. control. Go 4 more like that. Get up to that high point. Keep working as you lower. And again, get to that high point. Control as you lower for 3. And down. Go for 2. Up and down. You ready? 1 more. Let's go up. Stay at the top. Pulse for 8. Pulse 7. Pulse 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Lower. Lower those heels and then lift that right leg back up. So we're going to do teeter totters. Knee down, foot up. So that's a medial rotation. Your knee points in, and then a lateral rotation, knee points out. In as much as you can while you keep your hips still, and then out. Got it? For 6. In. Go for 5. In and out. 4 more. In and out. 3 more. In and out. Last 2. As much movement through that hip as we can. Last 1 and out, and then lower all the way down. All right, come onto your back. Let's give that right glute a little bit of a stretch out. Hug behind that left knee if you want. Grab a drink. Anything you need to here. All right, nice little stretch. And then when you're ready, just pop over to the other side. Have your weight handy. We will use that. Have your ball handy if you want that for the inner thigh as well. This way. All right, so legs are going to be straight out underneath you. Really reach toes away from the top of your head. You want to try and keep both legs parallel. So we'll grab this weight, reach your arm right up, and then reach your leg up as well. So we're going to reach arm overhead, reach fingertips from toes, and then lift up, thinking about that right knee pointing forward as you do this. So inhale down and squeeze up. Can you feel how much more steady it is when your knee's pointing down? Really try and keep it parallel. Where are we going? Here we go. Reach and squeeze. So go 6 more like that. Inhale, reaching, think length, length, length. Up, you're still thinking length. Keep those waistlines long. Go for 5. Squeeze up. Go for 4. And up. Got it? 3, reach. And up. Last 2. And up. Ready? 1 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, up. Stay there. Try to keep that right knee pointing forward. You're going to do your rainbows down and down. If you feel really unsteady, you can bend this leg. That's fine. Tap and tap. Do whatever feels good for you. Tap and tap. One side is probably going to feel much more unsteady. That's okay. This is my unsteady side. Tap and tap. Go 4 more like that. Up and down, up and down. 3, up and down, up and down. Keep that head heavy on that arm. And switch. Last 2. And back. Ready? 1 more. Switch. And back. And then reach those toes away. Ready for the U's? Let that head be heavy. Let's go up and up. Up and up. Go for 6. And up. Go for 5. Up. Squeeze up. 4 more. Waistlines are long. 3. And switch. Last 2. Up. And up. 1 more. Lower lift. Lower lift. And then lower all the way down. Okay, grab your ball if you want to. Left knee will be on top of that. You can have your foot on the ground. You can have it lifted. Lifted is just providing a little more of an instability challenge, but up to you. Reaching through your right toes. Remember, you can be on the ground as well. All right. So reach through those right toes. Waistline stay lifted. So your right ribs definitely want to press down. Can you see that waistline is longer than this? You want to keep them both nice and long. So stay there. And then let's just lift your right up. Hold when you're there. Slowly lower. So reaching toes away from the top of your head. Nice long neck lift and lower. Exhale up, squeeze, inhale down. Squeeze and down. Go for 6. Feeling that right inner thigh as you lift. Keep it working as you lower. So don't let gravity drop you down. Go 5. Squeeze, control. 4 more. Squeeze, ribs stay tight. Control. Go for 3. And down, last 2. Squeeze. And down. You ready? 1 more. Let's go up. Stay right here, circling this leg. Circle and circle. Go for 6. Keep reaching long. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold. Go the other way. Circle and circle. Circle and circle. Go for 5. Circling. 3, 2. Last one. Hold. You ready? 1 more little inch. Squeeze. 1 inch down. Squeeze. And down. Go 6 little ones. And 5. And down. 4. And down. 3. Up. Watch those right ribs. 2. Last one. Squeeze. Lower all the way down. Get rid of that ball if you had it. And then we will bend those knees. Heels underneath your sitting bones. Lift up your heels. Knees are pointing down. Your hips are not rolling forward though. Ready? We're going up. Pause. Control. So get to that high point. Squeeze right up. Don't let gravity just drop it down. You're resisting as you lower. Squeeze. Resisting as you lower. Go 6. Squeeze. Resisting all the way. 5. Squeeze. Resisting. And 4. Control. Go for 3. Squeeze, wrapping that glute back. 2. And control. Go 1 more. Up. Holding there, little pulses. 8, little squeeze. 7, little squeeze. 6. 5. Squeeze 4. Squeeze 3. Hardly moving, really. 2. Last one. Squeeze. Lower. Lower those heels. Take a breath right there. Now we're going to go up with that left leg. Make sure your heels are underneath your bum, so not out here, right? Go up and stay. Now medially rotating, so knee points down, foot up, and then laterally rotating. You want to try and keep your hips stacked, so your left hand on your hip is important. If you can feel your hips moving, you don't need to have your hand on there, but it is nice to keep that length and really make sure that it's just that femur, your thigh bone medially rotates in and then laterally rotates out. Get that maximum range. Really important for hip health. Go for 4 and out. Go for 3. In and out. Go 2 more. In and out. And then 1 more. In and out. And then lower right on down. And give that left glute a little stretch out. So left foot in front of your right knee. Hug behind that right knee. Take a nice couple of breaths there again. Time. Perfect. Okay. And then we're going to come on to our tummies. So hands kind of as wide as the mat. Actually, for the first one, you can have your head resting on your hands. So have your forehead on the backs of your hands. Have your feet as wide as your mat. So don't go too wide. Make sure they're not too narrow for sure. Just the width of your mat is nice. I don't have my mat, but it's about the width of my mat. So lying on your forehead on your hands, neck is nice and long. So you won't be able to hear me if I'm in that position. I'm going to show you. So we're just here, neck is long. So we're not here or here. Just keep your eyes right down. I'm going to look to the side so you can hear me though. So reach through your toes. Toes are reaching away from the top of your head. Your shoulders are rounded forward. You're really relaxed through your upper body. Now start to think what pressure points you feel against your mat. So do you feel your pelvis pressing into the mat? Do you feel your ribs pressing into the mat? What do you feel? Thighs probably. So let's start to think about being a little bit light on the mat. So to be light, we need to engage our core. So think about your belly button just pulling away from the mat ever so slightly, not like a huge crunch, just kind of 30% of what you could use your core. So just that tiny little bit of engagement and hold. So keep this engagement. Take a couple of deep breaths, feeling your ribs are tight around your center. You're neutral with your pelvis, so you're not rocking one way or the other. And then from here, all I want you to do is lift your right foot, just an inch. So your whole right leg. Think of lifting your foot, your knee, your thigh slightly, and then slowly lower it back down. Do the same thing left. So tiniest little lift, holding, and then slow and control come down. So when you lift your foot, do you feel your back? If you do, don't lift as high. We don't want to be feeling our back. We really want to isolate so that it's actually just our glute working. So left leg lifts, left glute is working to lift it, and then lower. Right leg lift. Feel that right glute as you lift and control back down. Let's do it again. Little lift, hold, and down. Abs engage that little bit. Let's go right, lift, and down. One more left. Exhale as you lift. Reach toes away as you lift. So toes reaching from the top of your head. Now stay here. If we didn't feel our back, if that felt okay, we're going to go into double legs. So let's just go super small. Reach toes away from the top of your head. Lift both legs just an inch or so. They don't need to go high. And then reach your toes away from the top of your head as you lower. Eyes are still looking straight down. Just a little reach and lift. Hold, and then slow and controlled down. So you can feel it would be very easy to go into your low back here. Really be conscious about that. If you feel it at all, just stick with single legs to start. Go for 3 more. And control, keeping that neck nice and long. Go for 2. Little lift and down, and then 1 more, squeeze and lift. Hold, reach those toes away from the top of your head. Think of creating a little bit more length through your body so you're not actually moving, but the top of your head is reaching further away from your toes. Hold for 3, hold for 2, hold for 1, lower those legs, and then press yourself back to a shell stretch. Weight right back to those heels. Okay, and then come up to a 4-point kneel. So hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Using those same muscles, we are going to kick our right leg out. So right leg reaches, toes reach away from the top of your head. Left knee is pressing into the mat. So you feel this engagement through the left side of your body, and then just lift that right up. So right toes are reaching away from the top of your head here. If you want an extra challenge, you can bring your left hand across your body. And so now you're on your right hand and your left knee. From here, we're just gonna tap, kick back out, squeeze up. So inhale down, press through your left knee as you kick your right out, and then squeeze up. Go for 6, down, reach, squeeze. 5, tap, back, squeeze. Keep that right elbow from locking, tap, back. Go for 4. My daughters are so loud every time I'm teaching. 3, back, squeeze. So I don't know if there's a better sound than children giggling, is there? Go for 2 more, tap, back, squeeze. 1 more, tap, back, squeeze. Stay right there. Pop that left hand down. You're still pressing into your left knee. Bring your right knee across your left. So that's a medial rotation, and then laterally rotate it out. So your hips will move slightly in. That's a medial rotation. Press through your left knee as you reach your right. You ready? That's 6 more like this. In, watch those elbows, don't lock up. And 5, in, 4 more. In, and reach. 3 more. Medially rotating as much as you can. Laterally rotate, just like our teeter-totters we did when we were lying on our side. And out. 2, reach out. You got it. 1 more. In,
reach out, and then bring that leg in. Sit back to a little shell stretch again. Your wrists to shake. Those shoulders a little shake out as well. All right. Okay, so we're gonna do the same set on the other side. We're gonna come to lying on our tummies first though. So a little heel squeeze between this. So knees opening wide, again, as wide as your mat, even wider is fine. Heels together so your feet are flexed and you're looking straight back down at your mat. Forehead can rest on your hands. So I'm gonna just come on this side so I can still, you can hear me. So heels are gonna squeeze together. Really feel your thighs turning out, like you want your inner thighs to face down to the mat. So turn out as much as you can. Again, this is not about height. It's not about how high you're lifting your legs. It's about the squeeze, the engagement of your glute. So right underneath where your glute and your hamstring meet. All right, so we'll start just heels, squeeze together, squeeze them. Can you feel your glutes start to engage when you squeeze them? Squeezing just towards one another, and then release. Do that again, little squeeze. Can you feel those glutes start to work? And then release. So notice as you do that, do you feel your back? If you do, don't squeeze quite as much. Let's think about our abs a little bit, keeping our back steady and strong. So belly button pulls in towards your spine, then squeeze your heels, hold, then see if you can lift your thighs just a millimeter. They don't need to go high. And then slow lower down and release. So again, upper body's relaxed, belly button towards your spine slightly, squeeze those heels, see if you can lift your thighs, hold, slow and control, lower, and release. If you feel your back, just start with the squeeze together. Don't worry about lifting. Abs deepen slightly, squeeze those heels together, see if you can lift that little bit. Can you see how slight the movement is? Just tiny. Probably can't see because you're looking straight down. Trust me, it's tiny. Go 2 more like that. Squeeze those heels, abs deepen, then lift that little bit. Releasing out. 1 more, belly button towards your spine. Squeeze those heels. Hold that little lift if you can, or just hold your heels, squeeze. Hold for 4, hold for 3, hold for 2, hold for 1, and then release all the way out. Again, sit yourself back to a little shell stretch. And then come right back up. So we're gonna do the same ones we did on the other side. I'll actually turn around this way for you. So hands under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Let's kick our left leg straight up behind us. Lift it up. So you're reaching those left toes away from the top of your head. Your right knee is pressing into the ground so that that right side of your body is staying strong. If you want, bring your right hand across. From there, all we're going to do is bend it in, kick out, squeeze up. Watching our left elbow, don't lock it, in, back, squeeze. So 6 more like this. Top of your head is reaching away from your tailbone and your toes now. In, totally fine to have both arms down, both hands down. Go for 4, back, squeeze, 3, in, back, squeeze. Go for 2, back, squeeze. 1 more, in, back, squeeze. Bring that left, or bring that right hand down. Left knee comes across your right, so that's a medial rotation, lateral rotation out. So medial in, lateral out. Go for 6 like that. Nice long waistlines, long neck. 5, in, press through that right as you kick out your left. Stay strong on that right side, right? Do not let your weight shift to the right, especially here. It really wants to. Try and stay straight up and down on your right knee. 3, go for 2, exhale, reach, go for 1, watch those elbows, reaching back, and then bend that leg in. Again, sit yourself back to that little shell stretch, give those wrists a twist, whatever feels good there. All right. And then come back up to a 4-point kneel. So hands underneath those shoulders. The bracelet keeps getting stuck on my carpet. That's maybe why I use my mat. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Kick that right leg back. Really reach through that right heel. Left back as well. So holding that nice long line of your plank. Now pick up your core. So think belly button to spine. Press yourself all the way back to those heels. So for an upstretch or a downward dog here. And then bend one knee. Press through your opposite. So pressing through your left heel as you bend your right. And then come right up onto those toes. Go the opposite way. And again, right up and down and right up and down. And then drop both heels really nice and low. And then let's come forward into that plank. Step your right foot forward. So right foot underneath your right knee, bend your left. And just hang here. Let's give our left hip flexor a little bit of a stretch out. Hang for a couple of nice deep breaths. Keep those ribs tighter under center so you're not just arching your back. And then if you want to deepen that stretch, you can lift your left arm up and side bend away from the back leg. So side bending over to the right. Hang in there. Feel that hip flexor to your psoas a little bit there. Really keeping that reach. And then drop that right foot down. It'll give your hip a little stretch out here as well. So holding there, you can come down as far as it feels good to like a pigeon you might do in yoga. Nice couple of deep breaths there. Woo, that feels good. Almost don't want to move, but let's do it. Curl those toes under. Step your right back, step your left forward, drop your right knee. So giving that right hip flexor. So as a little bit of a stretch out, just let your weight drop forward. Holding there. And then again, you can deepen that stretch if you want, reach that arm up and then side bending over to the left a little bit. Nice couple of deep breaths. And then drop that left foot down for that hip. Again, just holding for a couple of deep breaths here, as low as you want. Really using your breath to let go of that left hip. So with your exhale, just let go of any tension. All right, and then curl those right toes under. Step your left back. Press yourself all the way back. Walk those hands into your feet. Hanging that forward fold. Give your head a little rock back and forth. And then without locking your knees, press through your heels and roll all the way up. Give those shoulders a roll down. And you are finito. Thanks, guys. Hope that felt good. What is the day? It's the 28th, so I won't see you until the new year. So happy new year. I'll see you next year, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey all year. It's been so nice. I was thinking the other day that it's been like almost a year. Like it was March that we started this, I think, right? It's crazy to think. I hope you've been enjoying it as much as I have, though.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
Love hearing your children in the background.
You know what? Last week, Jen, when they were making that hammering noise, I went out and I was like, how can this gingerbread making be this noisy? And they decided that they were going to crunch up their candy canes to decorate their house with. So of course, they found the one thing that was going to be noisy about making a gingerbread house and did it for most of the class.
We love it though. Thank you. Happy New Year and thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you. I will see you next week.
Yes.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.